All right, Samori Benjamin here with a special guest 20 years ago. This guy right here won American League Rookie of the Year. Right now he is Oakland Athletics first base coach, Bobby Crosby. Bobby, thank you for joining me and great meeting you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you're from the California area, right? Southern California. So just growing up as a kid, what was life like playing baseball?
Oh, my dad was a big leaguer for 6 years. So
oh, really, he was?
Yeah, but I grew up. He was a scout at that time.
Okay.
So, but I'd go to games with him and kind of learned what scouts look for and got to hold a radar gun and do stuff like that. So I kind of grew up with baseball all around me all the time. So it was a fun childhood.
I'm sorry, who was your father?
His name's Ed Crosby. He played for the Indians, Reds, and Cardinals during the 70s.
Right, okay. So, yeah, growing up in Southern California, did you have any favorite teams growing up?
Believe it or not, I was an A's fan.
A's fan, okay.
So, I mean, that's when Ricky Henderson and Canseco and McGuire and Dave Stewart and all those guys, Terry Steinbach.
Walt Weiss.
Walt Weiss, yeah. So all those guys were on that team. So even though I was from Southern California, I grew up an A's fan.
Well, that's cool. So later on, when you ended up playing for them, you actually became one of their Rookie of the Years. Like you said, the guys you named, the three guys in a row, Weiss, Canseco, McGuire, Weiss won 3 years in a row. Yeah, I actually interviewed Walt Weiss about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. So, so Oakland Athletics fan. So, how did you become an A's fan?
How did I become an A's fan?
Yeah.
I just love those guys. I love being in Southern California. I just loved how the A's played, and they were obviously really good. That's when they won a couple World Series. So growing up when they came into town, I'd always go watch them. And when Cal Ripken came into town, my dad would take me to go watch him. But I went to Angels games, but I was always an Oakland A's fan.
Yeah, and in Southern California, there's lots of talent on the baseball diamond. So, how was the competition growing up in Southern California? I'm sure probably there's some players who ended up making it to the major leagues who you played against.
Yeah, I mean, it was good competition. It's not how it is now, though. I mean, I played every sport, and baseball was just another sport I played. I knew that's what I wanted to do with my life. But it wasn't like it is now where kids are playing travel ball from the age 6 on, and that's their whole life is baseball from an early age. For me, I played all the other sports, and it wasn't until college that I really went full focus into baseball. So I can't recall too many great players I played against when I was really young, but obviously once I went to college and things like that, then I started playing some good players. But I played every sport, and I just, I think it made me a better athlete and a better baseball player.
Nice, yeah, of course, the other sports, definitely. So how was your experience playing football out there and basketball as well?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I played hockey too. I played soccer. I played football. For me, it was just to be a well-rounded athlete, and which helped in baseball. I mean, I love playing them all. It was all fun. It was all things that are good to keep you out of trouble too. So if you're in sports all the time, like me and my brothers were, it was good. It was a good time, and also being in Southern California, the weather's awesome, so you can play all year round.
Were you a fan of any other NFL teams, NBA teams?
I wasn't really growing up. The LA Rams were there, and then the Raiders were there, and they both kind of moved. So I didn't really have a football team. I still don't. And then I'm a fan of football, but I never really had a team really in any other sport other than baseball. I don't have a big team that I really watched or rooted for.
And basketball, Showtime?
Yeah, it was fun to watch the Lakers back then. I remember growing up watching the UNLV run Rebels.
Nice, yes.
So that was my team that I really watched. I'd stay up late and watch those games with my dad, and that was a good memory for me.
So how do you remember high school baseball? Just coming up playing high school, you were a first round pick when you got drafted, right?
I actually went to college first, so I got drafted out of high school.
Fullerton, right?
Yeah, I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to one high school called Pacifica for 3 years, and I transferred my senior year to La Quinta, which is in Westminster. They had a really great coach named Dave Demarest who was there, so I wanted to transfer there for my first year before college, and then I was able to get a scholarship to Long Beach and played under Dave Snow and Mike Weathers, and really good program, and that's really where I kind of honed in all my skills.
And so in high school, your senior year, you weren't drafted at all?
I was drafted. I was drafted in the 35th round by the Angels, but I knew I wasn't ready. I mean, I was a skinny. My junior year, I believe I was 5'9", and my senior year, I'm 6'2", so I was kind of gangly and wiry, and I needed to kind of develop some more skills before I was ready for pro ball.
Right. Okay. Long Beach. Yeah. Wasn't the Little League team that Sean Burroughs played for?
Yeah.
That was Long Beach, right?
That was Long Beach.
Okay. Correct. Yeah. Now, so how do you think that college helped prepare you to be able to make it here?
For me, it was the way that Dave Snow ran his program. I mean, anybody that went to Long Beach or has seen Long Beach play, it's a hard-nosed baseball, and it's doing the little things right. And for me, that's how you should play baseball. It's running hard. It's busting your butt on every play. And now I get to be a coach and try to impart that on the players that I have. But it was, in our eyes, playing baseball the right way, which is hard-nosed and getting after it.
You were drafted in 2001? Is that
correct? Yeah.
So when you were drafted, that was first round, right?
Yes.
So what was the feeling like to be drafted in the first round that year?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, and then to be drafted by the A's was even better.
Exactly.
My mom pulled out some old T-shirts that I had when I was a kid. But I just wanted to play pro ball, and to be drafted in the first round was great. But to me, that was just a nice little bonus. But I had some work to do to get ready to play, and wanted to play in the big leagues.
Yeah, it had to be awesome to be drafted by the team you grew up rooting for. It had to really be a great experience. So you go to the minor leagues, and then you make your debut with the A's in 2003, right?
Correct. Yep.
And so 2003, I know the team made the playoffs that year, but what do you remember just about that debut and playing with that team that was still really good at the time?
Oh, they were awesome. Obviously we had the big three, with Mulder, Hudson, and Zito, and Ramon Hernandez was a catcher, and Tejada was a shortstop, and he was on a game streak, so I never really got to start. But just to be around those guys and be around that talent was fun, and I was there for the playoffs when we played the Red Sox. So it was a good experience. It was a good experience for me to have that, and then go into my rookie year where I figured I was probably going to be the starting shortstop.
Your major league debut, what do you remember about that game?
Terrified. I mean, you work your whole life for something, and then there it's in front of you, and it was a little nerve-wracking. Unfortunately, I didn't get a hit that whole September that I was called up. I went 0 for 12, and then it wasn't until my second game the following year where I got my first major league hit. So, and there's some players that struggle right when they come up, and I was one of them. And I needed some time to relax and just make it like baseball again. And sometimes when you're trying to do too much or trying to make the big leagues more than it is, it can be hard. And for me, it was, and it took some time for me just to go, okay, this is baseball, and this is something I can do pretty well, and just relax and go out there and play. And that's what I did, the years following.
Yeah, a lot of young guys struggle, like you said. So that next season, your first full season, you go from not having one hit in your 12 at bats in your first time being called up in 03 to winning Rookie of the Year. You had a really good season. I think Miguel Tejada left and went to Baltimore, right?
Correct.
So
yes.
you replaced him at shortstop, and that's not easy to do. You had a really good season. I think you got every vote except for one for Rookie of the Year. So what do you credit just that turnaround to and that strong rookie season?
A lot of it was Billy Beane, in my opinion. I mean, I was struggling about about a month into the season. I wasn't hitting that well, but I was playing really good shortstop. I was playing good defense, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, you're going to be my shortstop for as long as you want to be." And for me, I was able to go, okay, and take a deep breath and relax. I mean, I was trying to do too much, and he saw that, and when Billy came up to me and said that, from that point on, I kind of took off. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a big part in knowing the players and knowing the mentality of the players, and knowing that I was trying to do too much, and he didn't care. As long as I went out there and was just me and didn't do too much, I was going to be fine, and it's kind of a turning point that year for me. So
Jess, what did it feel like to have been a fan of the team and see your heroes win Rookie of the Year, those 3 straight years, and then here you are, you win the Rookie of the Year? How was that for you?
Blessed. I mean, to be able to play for the team you grew up watching and meet some of the players that I grew up with or grew up watching, and then now to coach for them. I mean, I've been in Oakland A pretty much my whole professional career in baseball, and nowhere else I'd rather be. I love it. So
2006, you guys get to the ALCS and you face Detroit. How was that experience for you?
Unfortunately, I had a broken back that year. So I had stress fractures in my back. I wasn't able to play in the playoffs.
That's right.
So that was a little disappointing, but once again, I was with the team the whole year, and I was happy for all of us and happy for the team. It was just unfortunate that I wasn't able to play in it.
What was it like? What was it like, just first of all, as an A's fan growing up, rooting for the team, and just what's it been like just playing just in Oakland? I know the team is moving soon. So what was that experience like for you both ways? Oh,
I loved it. I mean, like I said, I grew up watching guys on the Oakland's field and watching them play, and then to be a part of it and to be considered an Oakland A, and then to win the award was great. But the main thing was just that I was in the big leagues and playing for my childhood team. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Now, when you finished, your last year was about 2010 playing?
Correct.
Okay, and so then you got into coaching, but not immediately, right?
No, took a little time off, and it wasn't until 2019 where I wanted to get back into baseball, and I actually called up Billy and called up David Forrest and told them, hey, I'd like to get back into it. And they said, okay, we'll come out to Instructional League and see what you like to do, and end up coaching that year with our AA team, and just been kind of doing it ever since then.
And so you really like the coaching. I know you manage some in the minor league too.
I love it. I love the coaching side. I feel like I can impact them way more than I could as a player. As a player, you're doing it for you, and you can help a team, but the impact I get to have on players on a daily basis, and I can help another guy's career go from here to here. For me, that's very rewarding, and it's something I love coaching. I mean, I love playing, but coaching for me is I think my calling, and have these guys lean on me, and they know I can give them advice and help them in any way I can. For me, it's the best part.
Great. 3 more for you.
Okay.
What's it like coaching alongside your former teammate, Mark Kotze, and then you have your former teammate, Eric Burns? He's part of the broadcast team, always around. So how's that?
Oh, seeing all my former teammates be still in baseball and seeing and watching Burnsy, and I've talked to Burnsy a little bit. It's great, and Cox is the best. How he deals with not only the players but deals with his staff. He's a true pro, and the reason we've made such a big turnaround this year is Cox. He has kept the same consistent message ever since spring. And he does everything the right way, and he cares about his players, and he cares about his staff, and the players see it, and we see it, and we're lucky to have him.
What's it been like for the team to just have to play under these circumstances, knowing that the team is moving? I'm sure the fans are probably very disappointed. So I don't know how the crowd situation is. Actually, I've never been there. I might try and get out there before the year ends so I could visit that ballpark, but. What's that been like for you all?
We're focused on playing. Mm-hmm. There's things that are out of our control, and the team moving is out of our control. So all we can do is go out there and do our job and do the best we can at playing the game. And for us, it's coaching. And that's really been our main focus is staying with what's in our control, and that's going out and trying to win ball games.
As a player, it could be any level. Who's the most talented player you ever played with?
Oh, geez, that's a difficult question. I played with Frank Thomas. He was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I probably got to play with him 2 different years. I got to play with Giambi in a year. I played with Mike Piazza. Kotze, Jason Kendall. I could name. There isn't really one guy that I go, that guy is the most talented. I played with so many good players, and it's times when like this, and other times I sit back and go, wow, I get to play with these guys. It's pretty cool. So. I don't think I can peg one, but definitely some Hall of Famers in there, and it was a fun time.
As a coach, you've been coaching 5 years. So how about as a coach, the most talented player you've seen? It could be the minor leagues, it could be here.
What Brent Rooker is doing this year is something pretty special. Being around him on a daily basis and seeing his work and seeing his consistency is something to watch. And it couldn't happen to a better guy. Lawrence Butler, Max Schumann. Some of these younger guys that are here now and making an impact at the big league level, it's fun to watch, and I had them in the minor leagues, so it's extra special for me to see these guys do well. So I'm a lucky man.
Very cool. All right, folks. Again, 2004 Rookie of the Year, Oakland Athletic, now the first base coach, Bobby Crosby. Bobby, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right, folks, we're back. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.